Welcome to another great video by Exam Sam. Pearson Reading Tips and Tricks for the Pearson Test of English Academic Version with sample test questions and answers. Instructions. In this video, you will see reading tips and tricks for the Pearson Test of English Academic Version. Look at the tips and tricks first, then try to answer each question, and finally, analyze the answer and explanation. You will see all of the types of reading questions on the exam, including multiple choice questions, reorder the paragraph questions, and fill in the blank questions. The tips and tricks will be shown first, followed by questions, and then answers and explanations. These free samples are from our PTE study guide entitled PTE Academic Preparation Book, Pearson Test of English Practice Exams in Speaking, Writing, Reading, and Listening, with free MP3s, sample essays, and answers. The book is available in both PDF and paperback form. Please see the links for the paperback and PDF versions of the book in the description below the video. Now here are some tips and tricks for multiple choice reading test questions. 1. Always read the question before you look at the text. 2. Determine which detail you need to find in the passage. 3. Look for those keywords in the text. 4. Search for synonyms between the correct answer choice and the text. Now let's look at an example. Here's the text, which will be read aloud to help you with your pronunciation and read aloud skills. According to Stephen Krashen's input hypothesis, language learners improve their language skills when they are exposed to language input, such as lectures or reading materials, that are one level above the learner's current level of language ability. Language output, such as verbal or written expressions, are not seen to have any direct relationship to the learner's ability. Which of the following most accurately defines the input hypothesis? Now take a few moments to pause to answer the question. The answer will be shown on the next screen. The correct answer is B. We know that we need to find the definition of the input hypothesis. When we look at the first sentence of the text, we can see the definition and find the following keywords. Learners improve when materials are one level above the learner's current level. These keywords are an excellent paraphrase of the words appropriately challenging from answer choice B, so it is the correct answer. Now let's go on to another example. Painted by the Norwegian artist Edvard Munch, the scream depicts the skeletal face of a person in clear psychological distress. Contrasted against a serene background of asymmetrical red and yellow swirls that represent the sunset, the desperation in the facial characteristics of the subject is said to express humanity's reaction to the anxieties of modern life. Completing the work at the age of 29, Munch admitted that he felt as if a scream went through himself during that time, since he was in a state of poor mental and physical health while painting the piece. According to the passage, which one of the following factors most influenced Munch's painting of The Scream? Now pause the recording and take a few moments to find the best answer. The explanation will be shown on the following screen. The correct answer is B. The question is asking which factor influenced the artist the most. We know from the first sentence that the work of art portrays a person in clear psychological distress. This relates to the last sentence, which states that the artist was in a state of poor mental and physical health while painting the piece. So answer choice B, the artist's own lack of psychological and physiological well-being, is the correct answer. Let's move on now to the next type of question you'll see on the test, reordering the paragraphs. Here are some tips and tricks for reordering the paragraph reading test questions. Find the most general sentence, which gives an overview of the topic. Look at the end of this sentence and find the idea that relates to each subsequent sentence and then continue this pattern. Pay attention to connecting words like first, next, then, and these. The conclusion may also have a connecting phrase, such as in conclusion or in short. Now here is your first reordering the paragraph reading test questions. You need to put these in the correct order, 1 for the first and 5 to the last. Please pause and take some time to work out the answer. The explanation will be shown on the next screen. The most general sentence from this set is sentence B. We can see here that the sentences all relate to credit card debt, so sentence B is first in our sequence. Looking then at the end of sentence B, which is the first sentence, we see the word fees. This relates to the phrase, these fees, in sentence D, so sentence D is the second in our sequence. Knowing then that sentence D is second, we look for the third sentence. The phrase balances to skyrocket, from our second sentence, relates to high balances from sentence A, so it is our third sentence. Looking at the end of our third sentence, we see the phrase individuals themselves. This relates to the keyword consumers in sentence C, so sentence C is fourth in our paragraph. We then have sentence E left, so we know that it must be 5, but we confirm this by seeing the phrase in short, which is a concluding phrase, at the beginning of sentence E. So this screen shows the correct order of the sentences in this paragraph. Let's move on now to look at our next example. Please pause and take some time to work out the correct sequence of the sentences in this paragraph. Sentence E is the most general one, which speaks about the Alaska Highway construction. So it is our first sentence. The paragraphs in this test question are to be set up in a chronological order. We can see that on sentence C, we have the phrase the first step, so this should be the second sentence in our answer. Looking at the end of sentence C, we see the phrase before construction even started. This links to the idea of in advance of the construction in sentence A, so sentence A comes third in our answer. Looking now at sentence A, we see the word snow as the key word here. This relates to the phrase in sentence D, inclement conditions, which means poor weather. So sentence D is fourth in our paragraph. We know then that sentence B must be last, and again we can confirm this by looking for a linking word. Here we see the words final complication, which confirm to us that sentence B is our last sentence in the paragraph. Take a few moments to study the answer and pause the recording if needed. Let's move on now to fill in the gap questions. Here are some tips and tricks for fill in the gap reading test questions and these will be the reading type, with multiple choice questions below the gaps in the paragraph. These types of reading questions are about collocation, which is your knowledge of how to combine words, such as putting an adjective with a noun. These questions also assess your understanding of idioms and other expressions in English. Skills such as idioms and expressions in English, these are skills that you simply have to learn by heart and memorize. So let's go on now and look at our first example. Again, take some time to read the passage, put in the correct answers, and then note your answers down on a piece of paper. The explanations will be provided on the next screen. Please pause now to answer. For our first gap, we know that we need to choose C, leave. Leave the drawing board is an expression in English, so the other words simply won't do here. Gap number 2, plans on paper, again another expression in English. Architects' drawings are commonly known as plans, so plans on paper is a phrase that we use in English to describe the designs that architects make. Gap number 3, we need to put case in this gap. That was the case, this is the case, such was the case. These are all phrases that are used when you're giving an example. Hopefully you'll know this one well by now. Again, pause here if you need more time to study the answer. Let's move on now to our next example. Please pause the screen and write your answers down on a piece of paper if needed. For the first gap, we need answer choice C, strenuous. Strenuous training exercises. We know here that training exercises is operating as a noun phrase, so strenuous is being used as an adjective for this noun phrase. Achievements is the correct answer for gap 2 because it relates back to the word athletic records, which is used earlier in this sentence. For gap 3, the correct answer is comparison. Hopefully you'll know the phrase in comparison, which is often used in English to compare items. Here we are comparing human beings to animals. And last of all, we know that gap 4 must be depths, because we are talking about the distance below water, which is described in English as depth. Again, if you need more time, pause here to study the answer. Let's go on to the writing type fill-in-the-gap reading test questions. Here are some tips and tricks for the fill-in-the-gap reading test questions, writing type style. First of all, determine whether the gap needs a noun, verb, adjective, adverb, preposition, or so on. Next, look carefully at the text to determine if a positive, negative, or neutral connotation is needed. And it's also a good idea to be careful with verb forms, especially tenses, gerunds, and infinitives. So here you can see a fill-in-the-gap reading type example. Pause here, and again, you may want to note your answers down on a piece of paper. Okay, here are the answers. We use the word primitive here in gap 1 because we are talking about the pyramids, which, as we all know, are very, very ancient structures. Primitive is also an adjective which modifies the noun tools. The other adjective here is advanced, but this doesn't relate back to the antiquity of the pyramids, so it is not a viable answer. For gap 2, we need the word ensuring. This means checking. We know here that we need a verb in the ing form, used as a present participle in this case, because we're giving things in the time order in which they were done. The word helping is also in the ing form, but it doesn't convey the idea of checking, so it's not a viable answer choice. For gap 3, then, we need the word level. Level meaning straight across the top. Level is an adjective which is describing the stone blocks. Again, we have other adjectives here, but they don't convey the correct meaning, so we need level for our answer choice for gap 3. Again, if you need more time here to study the answer, please pause at this point. Here is another gap-fill reading type question. Please pause to work out the answer. We know that for gap 1, we need an adjective to modify the noun life. Carefree fits the idea of not worrying, so it's the correct answer choice. The second gap in this passage is asking you to complete the question. Again, we have a noun, the word proposition, so we need an adjective. We want to know whether we can really achieve this dream of living a carefree, worry-free life. So the word attainable is the best answer choice here. In contrast to the word attainable in gap 2, we need the word idealistic in gap 3. Idealistic means that you have an idea of something that could happen, but it's more like a dream rather than a reality. Moving on then to gap 4, the correct answer here would be stressful. We can see the phrase not of our own choosing, so stressful makes the best sense in terms of how the word should be collocated here. Now that we have all of the gaps filled, you may like to pause again here to study the answer. Remember that these free samples are provided from our PTE study guide. The title of it is PTE Academic Preparation Book, Pearson Test of English Practice Exams in Speaking, Writing, Reading, and Listening, with free MP3s, sample essays, and answers. The book is available in both paperback and PDF form. Please see the links for the paperback and PDF versions of the book in the description below the video. That's the end of our PTE Academic Preparation Reading Test and Tricks video. Thanks so much for joining us, and please remember to subscribe to our channel.